Wargamers, welcome back to the channel, Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron.
I'm Tom.
And I am Kevin.
We're back.
Hello, Kevin.
In a big way.
I know, it's been so long since the three of us have been within 6 feet of each other. We are excited tonight because we are going to be playing a game of Alpha Strike, a battle report nonetheless, and of course introducing some new rules. So if you guys have followed us for a while, you remember when we were in our classic phase, we were doing a lot with blip counters and visibility. Kevin had created these really cool 3D prints for those, and now we are bringing that to the glory of Alpha Strike. So tonight, the Taurian Concordat, the Federated Suns, Slugfest, it's happening. We're on the planet of Midway, yes?
Yeah.
It is.
We have a special mission on Midway, the Taurians. We're going to be invading for a little tactical raid, striking this airbase, some sort of tactical asset here, in the middle of a dust storm.
Ooh, exciting.
So taking advantage of the weather and doing...
I didn't see it coming.
Stealing some technology maybe, you know.
Well, it is the 3049.
Probably taking another wolfhound for my crew.
There's a rumored cache of wolfhounds here on this planet.
Just like in a big pile.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Be good.
All the ones that failed testing.
Right.
Yeah. The one arm's like much shorter.
So you have not only the Federated Suns, you have a Lance of Federated Suns, you also have a Lance of the Iridani Light Horse in support. So we're playing an 8-on-8 straight up mech battle this time. We're not doing
I have all 8 Redstone Rangers. They send mercenaries for this. Plausible deniability.
Yeah. Well, you know, sounds good. So,
Tricky.
let's talk about the forces, shall we? All right, so Kev, what did you bring to the table this evening?
All right, starting off with my Rain Lance. It's a Toro TRA6. That's Europa, the lieutenant. On her lance, she's got Squawk, who's in a Raven 3L. A lot of ECM, some electronic warfare to take advantage of in this dust storm.
Very nice.
Then I got Bandit and a Commando, Com2D. And Decoy, my stolen Wolfhound 1A, looking to add to that pile.
Love it.
And then my heavier lance, this is the Flood Lance. I got the leader, Binns, Lieutenant Binns in the Archer 2R. And then I got Hammer in the Thunderbolt 7M. Some upgraded technology.
Very cool.
Got Slinger and a Catapult C1.
Beautiful.
And Anvil in the Centurion 9D, also an upgrade with these new times.
Yeah, very
new
cool.
technology,
Very
new
cool.
things.
I do like that that variant of the Centurion. Very fast.
I know,
much
for once.
faster. So, speed of 6 is a huge, basically 50% faster. Tom, let's take a look at the Federated Suns. So the Royalston Grenadiers, and then the Iridani Light Horse. So what do you have on the Fed Sun side?
Okay. So first up, I also have a Raven. Jets is her name.
Okay. And that's got, so the ECM and BAP, great combo for this debut of visibility.
Yeah, the 3L
Yeah.
variant. Then I have a JVN 10N Javelin named Carbine. And then Slapshot, my Whitworth WTH1.
Now that's a skill 2 pilot. Very exciting.
Oh,
I know Slapshot. We've met before on the battlefield.
yeah, name's familiar. And yeah, the Whitworth gets indirect fire, which is always a very useful ability. And then my Victor, Colossus, the 9D with case.
Yeah, so that thing's got the Gauss rifle, lots of damage, very exciting.
Yeah.
Now what are the...
Not overheat though. But
yeah.
That's okay.
Well, Gauss rifles run cool.
And then so my Iridani, I feel like they probably have like cowboy voices. I don't know. Think?
Probably.
Yeah, let's just go with it. I have a Jenner, Diablo, a 7D.
Your favorite mech.
Yeah, I love the Jenner. And here's my bootleg Wolverine.
So happens when quality control goes down.
Yeah. Yeah, so my Wolverine is a 6R, nicknamed Sunburn. No specials there to talk about. And then my Hatchet Man, also my favorite mech. If a Jenner could also carry a hatchet around, it would be my favorite mech.
Its little tiny arms.
So Slash is a 5S Hatchet Man, And he has case and flak and MEL.
Yeah, the
some
melee
good
ability,
stuff.
so.
Yeah. And then finally, Shade, which is another name you might recognize, I think. And that's a Trebuchet, a 5N, with, again, indirect fire. My favorite special Alpha Strike ability.
Well, you got a lot of it. All right, guys, there you have it. So with those two forces facing off in heavy weather, it's a Battle Lines mission. Very exciting. Don't forget, you can download all of our missions online at www.dfawargaming.com. A lot of these excellent minis here that we're going to bring to you are courtesy of our friend Derek over at Aries Games and Minis. So don't forget to check him out if you're looking to add some of these fine miniatures to your collection. So guys, sit tight, stay tuned. We're going to check out the battle grid, and these guys are going to get right to it.
Floodlight to recon. I can't see a thing out here. You sure we're heading the right direction? Squawk here. The Beagle's got something about 2 clicks out. Just keep your harness on, sir. They're definitely coming. Copy that. Decoy, Slinger, you're with me. Stick close to the Ravens ECM. Europa, take the rest of the force on the right flank and keep your eyes open.
I copy.
Picking up. More blips. 1.5 km out. Dead ahead. Stay sharp. It's gonna be cat and mouse for a little bit, then it's gonna get real ugly. Let's take it to those Fed rats.
All right, here we are, the Taurians attacking this this moon, this outlying planet perhaps, looking to establish a staging area to eventually take the system, maybe expand the borders of the Concordat. It's the year 3049, so there's some advanced tech here in play, some lost tech as it were. And again, this is what we call a symmetrical mission. So the attacker and the defender have basically the same objective. The way it works, guys, there's 5 objectives across the middle here. Whoever controls 3 or more moves the battle line towards their opponent's home edge. So if Kevin, who's deploying over here, controls 3, all 5 of these objectives would move 6 inches that way. So you'll see that in action. The other cool thing is there's an overrun component. So if there are multiple units contesting the objective. Whoever's bigger gets to control that objective. So we rolled off to see who would, although Kevin thematically is attacking here because it's not part of a campaign, we still roll off. Thom won. He got to pick his side. All right, so guys, we are going to move and we'll be right back. All right, guys, here we are after turn 1. The forces of the Federated Suns and the Taurian Concordat have both moved. Nobody is visible yet, so these forces trudging through this heavy dust storm. Again, with the way visibility works, once you're within visibility range, which is 20 inches, that's what we chose for tonight, which is very short, by the way, by our rules. Basically, what that means is there's nobody can see until they're within 20. And then once they get within 20, what we do is we'll replace the blip counter with the actual mech model. However, Kevin can't look at Thom's record sheets and vice versa until they're actually within sensor range. Now, I will point out these Ravens do have Beagle Active Probe. I believe the sensor range on that is what, 24 maybe?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, something like that. So those Beagle probes can actually see beyond visibility range. So those Ravens can actually spot for indirect fire and do all sorts of goofy things. So we'll see some of that coming up soon. But guys, we are heading right into turn 2 movement. No shooting happening quite yet. Stay tuned. Here we are at the end of turn 2. The Redstone Rangers have a couple of blips that have converted into real mechs. Commando and a Thunderbolt revealed here. Now, we had a very lengthy deep dive.
Lengthy
deep dive into the rules to figure out whether active probes and sensors and things like that can actually exceed your visual range when there is heavy weather.
For line of sight.
For line of sight, because weather does, in fact, in Alpha Strike, block line of sight. So, you know, this sandstorm beyond 20 inches, you cannot draw a line of sight. And what it said was that probes can see past it. But what was interesting is it didn't say sensors. So we need to go back, right? So if you're, for example, if our visual spotting range was 10 inches and your mech's standard sensors, not probes, are 16, I would assume.
Or the nighttime example,
Yeah,
if it's
right.
pitch black and you're only seeing like 3 or 4
It
inches.
would make sense that your sensors would be able to see. I mean,
I would house
but-
rule it or clarify it.
And in this
Yeah,
case,
we need to dive into it. But for now, yes.
yeah, he did have a probe.
Yes,
So-
yes, you're whoever it might be. All of Thom's units still cloaked in mystery, but Thom was very honest. All of his units did sprint, and so there will be no more shooting. Well, no shooting yet.
No probing.
Well, actually,
No,
only
just probing, no shooting.
Yeah.
And so the battle line looming here in the middle of the battlefield. Both of these forces closing in. So guys, turn 3 coming right up. Both teams here now fully revealed, coming out of the sandstorm. Some mech sprinting. Actually, no mech. Did you guys not sprint anybody?
Not this round.
Yeah,
Oh
no.
my gosh, this is going to be
We knew
carnage.
it'd be fisticuffs.
It's going to be carnage.
Yeah, and again, you need to get 3 to get points, so there's no point to rushing in and exposing yourself.
Okay.
Everybody's fully clothed.
That's really good. So the Jenner's on this one, the Commando's on that one, the middle, obviously wide
About
open.
to be a
It's just
bloodbath.
about to be a bloodbath. All right, so Kevin, you, sir, the Redstone Rangers lost initiative. That means they will begin the shooting extravaganza here. Is that correct?
They will be. All right, Bandit, the Commando is starting us off. This barrage. He's going to be firing at medium range at that Raven. He's skill 4, and with the sandstorm, we're going to be doing a flat +1 across the board. So he's got 4 or 5. What's the TNM?
2.
6, 7.
And then 8-9 for medium range.
8, 9 for medium range.
There we go. How much damage you got? 2 pips?
2 pips.
2 points?
Pip. Jolly-o. None. All right, Wolfhound's going to try to fire into that Raven as well. Medium range. He's also going to need the 9s. 2 at medium. Oh,
So close.
so close. All right, Raven. Going to be doing the same roll, 2 at medium range for a 9. No good. He will, though, try to pop a probe.
Oh, the old narc
The old
beacon.
narc beacon,
oh,
yeah.
Jeez, look out.
So I think this is the same as the
Yeah.
medium range attack, right? Whoa! Stuck him!
Someone's been knocked.
Shunk! Alright, Europa in the Toro, firing at medium range at that trebuchet.
All right.
So also going to require 9s. No good today. Alright, we're going to start off with the Centurion now. Firing across the way. Anvil is shooting at that Victor back there. Long range. Going to need 9s.
All right. Sandstorm so far has not been helping you, Kev.
Alright. 1 lands. 1 point. Thunderbolt also going after that Victor. He's going to need 8s for this long range shot. Just 1. Alright, Slinger in the catapult. Firing across the way at that Victor. They're a little worried about that big boy coming in close. It's going to be requiring 8s. No good. The Bins and the Archer is going to be doing the same, requiring 8s.
I've got 3 at long range, though.
So,
Tripling down, so
Triple.
3 points of damage to that Victor. That is a good start, even despite all the missing. So that
Bins
Sandstorm
save the day for us.
saving the day, Kev. So that's a wrap for the Taurians, or the Redstone Rangers. They're done, correct?
Yeah.
So Tom, Federated Sons, Grenadiers, and the Zero Danny Light Horse are up next.
Okay, first up is the Raven. It's going to be Jets. Needs a 9. Misses both shots. And then Carbine in the Javelin also needs 9s against the same target. So for something better here, nothing. Okay, next up is the famous slap shot in the Whitworth. Long range to the Toro, that lead mech there. We'll need 8s.
All right. Doubling down, classic slapshot style.
Okay, and last from the side, the Victor. He's going to be also firing to the Toro. He's a pilot skill 3 Colossus, so needs 9s to hit.
All right.
This low visibility.
Gauss rifle blazing.
Let's see, I love Gauss rifles, so 2 hits.
All right, so that last salvo from the Victor, Tom, that punched through the armor, so you will get a critical hit. 2d6, sir. 6. That is a
weapon
hit.
Nice.
All right,
It's always
so
useful.
LRM rack blown off the Toro. Moving on to what, Tom? That trebuchet next?
Yeah, I think I'll just keep going. Okay, the Trebuchet is up next. Shade needs 8s. Because he's in medium. So here we go. So 8s.
Trying to knock that Toro out. Tom has had some incredible dice luck.
1 more.
1 more pip, so that's going to be another critical hit.
Ooh,
A
close.
9, that's going to be no critical hit.
that's
Yeah,
Will be
9,
enforced
unfortunately.
withdrawal.
That's right, so that Toro now is in forced withdrawal, so that's a big win. Moving on though, Tom, you got the Hatchetman and the Wolverine, I think, left.
Yeah, the Jenner's out of range.
Unfortunately, your favorite mech.
The Hatchet Man, again, my favorite, Slash, is going to be firing at the, what is that, Summoner? Thor?
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt.
Don't be insulting.
We haven't gotten there yet.
But needs 9s to hit.
All right.
1 at long range. Come on, Hatchet. Not quite close, but not quite.
All right.
And last on my side, the Wolverine, also firing over there, and we'll need 8s. Is a little bit better pilot. Sunburn.
Excellent.
Come on, Sunburn. That's not going to do it. A 3 will not do it.
All right, well, guys, that wraps up shooting turn 3, coming to a close. We've got 1 mech in force withdrawal. Nobody moving the line here or controlling 3 objectives, but I have a feeling next turn we're going to see some more action. So turn 4 coming right up.
Welcome back, Wargamers.
God, it's turn 4. It's already getting crazy up in here. So the battle line is drawn. Some interesting things happening. Kevin, you want to talk about your movement real quick?
Yeah, I mean, the commando was kind of lazy, just hung out on his objective, stood still. The Toro started to pop it in reverse after taking that initial salvo the first round. And everybody else pretty much came down on these center 2 objectives, so kind of just piling in on them. I think the Raven and the Wolfhound are within controlling distance of objective 2, and the Centurion and the Thunderbolt just in on the center objective.
Yeah, very good. Tom, what about you? I see you have some shenanigans happening there on the your left flank.
I'll never tell. No. Yeah, so, you know, I had put the Raven over here because he was so fast.
The Jenner.
Sorry, yeah, the Jenner.
Does this all look alike?
Yeah. And I wasn't going to cap 3 this turn, and I realized it's a good opportunity to reposition him up a marker, since he only has up to medium range.
I like it.
And then everybody else just kind of ran up. I think he's going to get 3 and move the line, so I kept some people back.
Ah, intriguing. The defensive strategy, planning ahead. All right, well, Kevin, we'll be right back. You'll be
I wasn't fast
kicking us off with. Well, it's true. Kevin does have some quick mechs. That Centurion, Wolfhound, Raven.
Yeah, because I could only get 1 mech into
to the center.
Yeah, to the center.
You got outclassed.
I did.
That beefy Thunderbolt.
Yeah, and I could have maybe, you know, ran them up and then did that whole thing, but
I'm curious to see if you intentionally wait to get like that, you know, the objectives to retreat, how that's going to work in the long run.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, well, shooting's coming right up, guys. Stay tuned.
Starting us off will be that Raven trying to do some shenanigans on that Victor over there. He needs 8s for medium range. 2 shots.
All right,
lands.
gets 1.
And he's going to be also trying to pop a narc onto that Victor. No good. All right, Wolfhound also following through on that Victor. Needs the same numbers, 8s. He's 2 at medium range. Commando's up, firing through the tower. You can see a little bit of that Raven. The Raven will get cover, so he's going to need 9s to hit him from here. No good. Europa trying to get off a pop shot on that Hatchet Man as she retreats from the field. One of her racks is down, so she's firing left-handed, so to speak. 9s. Ugh, I'm going to reroll that.
You tell me. Does it look?
It's a 9, but it's on the rocks.
It's all, 9 on the rocks.
Put a die on if it'll stay. Try it. You can try.
See, nothing sticks.
Can you?
Unfortunately.
Reroll it.
Oh, that was
The whole thing?
Yeah, reroll the whole thing.
Alright, Centurion's up. Going to try to hammer down on that Victor. Going to need 8s to fire across them at medium range. Slinger and the catapult firing at medium range at the Victor, trying to hammer down again on him. 3 on this one, sorry. He's a skill 3, so it's actually going to require 3, 4, 7.
7s, all right.
Right?
Yep.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Just
all right,
one.
so 1 point of damage. The Victor's still hanging on armor, holding firm, but will it be able to withstand the withering assault?
Bins the archer up. Gonna need 7s, shooting at medium range that Victor again. Whoa, just 1.
That would be an internal.
All right, so critical hit. Some missiles land home. 2d6 to determine. 5. That is nothing. Just blows through some internal paneling. Nothing
Victor
serious.
is
Victorious?
he's gonna get a strike for this battle. He's been
Yeah, well,
he's
it's not over
been
yet.
sinking.
Yeah.
Last and hopefully not least for the day will be the Thunderbolt. So he's also going to be working with 7s.
Yeah. Great thing about Alpha Strike.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man.
Oh no, getting robbed. 1 more point of damage. It is a critical hit though, Kevin. So, can you make magic happen?
Doesn't please me. It does not please me.
Critical hit engine.
Oh, that's an engine hit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Woo, that hurts. All right, so that's right. That Victor, though, I mean, standing tall, now with an engine hit. But Tom,
It's my
you're
turn.
trying to retaliate. Your
Yes.
favorite thing, shooting.
That whole
Coming up.
turn wasted on harassing that darn Victor.
Okay, first fire on my side. I'm going to change it up. Sunburn, and the Wolverine's going to fire on the, what is that, a Centurion?
This little guy here in the front?
Yeah.
That is indeed a Centurion.
Okay, so he's going to fire on the Centurion, and he's in medium, so needs 4, 7, 8 with the dust.
Eight
So
with
needs
the dust. And he's a skill 4, the Wolverine?
3.
Okay. Here it is.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, so the Jenner is up next.
All right, now you move this Jenner in just to get some shots.
Yeah. So the Jenner will. The Jenner's going to fire 2 off at that Centurion as well.
Okay.
He is a pilot of 4, so he will need 9s.
Got it.
Right. Yeah. So. Critical.
Critical hit. So 1 point of damage and a critical hit against the Centurion. I'm having PTSD from all the classic ammo explosions on the Centurion. But let's see what Tom can roll up here. So
3.
look at that.
An engine
Blood
hit.
for blood. An engine hit. That vulnerable XL engine on the Centurion gets nailed. Not a bad opening.
Okay. Next up is Slash, the Hatchet Man. Going to try to finish off the Centurion, who will remain nameless. And I have 2 at medium, and I need 9s. Because for some reason, my favorite mech has the worst piloting.
Wow.
9s it is, come on. Oh, got 1.
All right, so another point to that Centurion. Not bad.
Still not critical. But
No, I think the Centurion is fairly fresh.
2-2.
Yeah.
But that's all it is.
Let's looking at an engine hit.
Oh, that Centurion is hanging on, and Shade, my Trebuchet pilot, is going to try and get another critical. 2 at short range, 7's to hit. Come on, Shade.
Unbelievable. Tom, you are calling it. So another critical hit on that Centurion, and it is a 7, so that's going to be a motive hit.
And another critical, right.
Did you go internal? I don't think so. I don't think
No.
you're internal yet. You had 2 through armor criticals on this guy, but he is still not in structure quite
2
yet.
points. Okay, Colossus, my Victor pilot, smells blood and wants some retribution for all of the damage it took. So he's going to fire 4 shots off at that hurting Centurion and hopefully
To me.
put it out of its misery.
Yeah, it's a brutal salvo. I mean,
Yeah.
Gauss rifle, SRM, right? I mean, I think it's got medium pulse lasers.
Yeah, but it needs,
Probably crossbow.
yeah, but he needs 8s.
Hand grenade.
8s aren't the best, and this could not go my way. So, but it looks like nothing will.
Unbelievable. Triple on the 7s,
Great
no
decision.
8s, just missed.
Yeah.
Kevin loves that decision. Feels real
My
good.
archer whiffed like that.
Well, then that Whitworth is going to fire off 2 at that Centurion.
All right.
Now we're hooked.
Well,
We're
slap-
hooked on the
you
on
got
the
to.
on
You're
the
committed.
goose.
You're committed.
Yeah.
Hooked on the goose.
Okay, so Slapshot's got a skill 2, right? So it only needs 7s,
Got it.
which is a lot better. So get some. Let's both. So 2 more
Classic
pips.
slap shot. 2 more pips. Now that's going to be a critical hit. I believe that's structure. The Centurion is hurting.
Ooh, that was close.
Another
7s.
motive hit. So the Centurion down to
Which is good, because that means he can't retreat quickly.
stays in the fight longer.
Yeah.
That's right. Centurion is in forced withdrawal. So Tom, are you done shooting?
No, I still
You're not.
have my 2 little guys over here in the corner. And they're going to go pretty quick right at that. I think probably the Raven, depending if there's like a range bracket issue, which there's not. So the Raven's going to get it.
All right. Raven on Raven.
Yeah. So the Raven has 2 and the Javelin has 2. They're both the same skill, so we
Some
can.
9s.
Yeah, we'll just work that out together. So yeah, that's it.
They're medium range. Yeah.
2,
Should be
4, 8, 9. Yep.
All right, here we go.
Got one.
All right, so 1 pip to the Raven, and now Carbine and her Javelin, spewing forth SRMs.
Close.
I wonder if you had snarked that thing. Oh, it's got ECM, you can anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna. Oh.
Go ahead. What do you got? Anything else?
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna snark the Thor, which I'll keep calling Thor. I know it's not a Thunderbolt. Okay, I know it's a
Just
Thunderbolt.
because they have a
medium? Okay, then I
LRM
can't.
launcher on the shoulder does not mean it's a Thor. Yeah, you do need to be at medium range for the Narc.
I am done then.
All right, well
Unfortunately.
then, the guys, that wraps up turn 4. So nothing destroyed yet. Kev, you got 2 mechs in force withdrawal. Now let's talk about scoring. This is important. Kevin, is this Thunderbolt, not a Thor, is this Thunderbolt within 3 inches
It
of
is.
that central
Thor is a
objective?
hair in, yeah.
Yeah, we measured it.
Need to change his call sign to Thor.
If it's not, then we bumped it.
So it is in. So Kevin, you control 1, 2, 3 objectives.
Well, now.
Now, here's why he controls the center
I
one.
was gonna ask.
The Trebuchet is a medium mech, it's size 2. The Thunderbolt is a heavy mech, it is size 3. So by the overrun rule, Kevin will win that tiebreaker. And so, Kevin, you have moved the line. So guys, we're going to move all 5 of these objectives 6 inches towards Tom's table edge, and then we'll kick off turn 5. All right, guys, it is turn 5. After movement, we're here on midway. Sands are blowing hard. Forces are closing in. So the battle line moved, as you can see, no longer in the center. It was sort of here, moved 6 inches back. So the Iridani Light Horse and the Royalston Grenadiers now sort of swarming to try to regain control of this battle line and push it back. The Redstone Rangers closing in fast. Now, Kevin, you did lose initiative yet again. This is a new thing for you.
It's unfortunate.
It is indeed. So that means you will have to shoot first.
So I'm going to start things off with the Raven there. The Raven is going to be firing at the Whitworth that's nearby. Going to be dumping in some medium range SRMs. He's going to need a 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe it's going to be an 8 on this one.
Yeah.
But luckily my pilots are terrible for you. Alright, Europa is going to be firing at that Victor from across the field. This may be her last opportunity to contribute. But at long range, she's going to need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe 9s.
Sounds about right. Skill 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that time, no cracked dice. That is a hit, so that Victor takes a point of damage. Now, I do believe that is structure. Kevin,
Oh,
you do get a juicy critical hit here.
a 9.
That is a 9, folks. That is
Nothing.
That is nothing. That Victor, Tom. Tom hates shooting second. There's nothing Tom hates more in life than shooting second. He's just biting his fingernails over there, hoping that Victor can hang on. But Kevin, you got a lot up your sleeve here.
I do. Alright, Anvil, the Centurion, in retreat, busted engine, a lot of busted actuators, just kind of backing his way out. Getting some shielding from his friend there in the Thunderbolt,
Summoner.
but the Thor. But he's going to try to pop off a shot, I think, what is he, still have an AC-10?
Yeah, I think so.
At that Whitworth across the way. So he's going to
Obi
build up
tanks.
heat for this, but it's well worth it.
All right. That's right. With the engine hit, that's right, you will build up a point of heat. So, what do we need here number-wise?
It's an 8.
An 8. All right, here we go.
Bandit there, the commando firing across that Whitworth. We'll get cover from the hill with the dust and everything. It's going to be a 9 to land this. With the Narc, though, it's an extra point of damage.
That is correct. Now,
If they
so
have
the
the
NARC
LRM?
says when you're making LRM or SRM attacks, which at DFA, call it a house rule, call it our interpretation of the rule. That means if it has SRM or LRM on the card, not necessarily a special ammo attack with those weapons.
Yeah.
So it's unclear what it's really referring to. I mean, it might be in the errata, but I don't care. If you have the SRM or LRM ability, you add a point of damage.
Yeah.
That's sort of the way it works.
SRM?
It does. There's lots of them.
Yeah, how does the SRM special work?
So if you're playing with,
Two of them.
2 points. 2 points of damage there to the Whitworth. So if you are playing with the alternate munitions special rules, Tom, there are optional rules for all sorts of goofy things. You know, like the autocannons have armor-piercing rounds, the LRMs have like swarm, and yeah, there's Inferno SRM. So, Commando, hit for 2 points of damage. Kevin on a roll here.
Yep. All right, Slinger in the catapult. I'm going to try to knock out that Whitworth. He's at medium range, getting 3, but an extra for the narc. Going to be attacked. He's a skill 3, so it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7s.
7s. Yikes. And getting 4 points of damage, Kevin?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Wow. So,
4.
Looks great. Is great.
I got a 6 on the pilot, so we got 4 points.
So, Whitworth is still alive, but Kevin, you do score a critical hit. I'm tongue-tied here in the grandeur that is your missile swarm. So, the Whitworth will be in forced withdrawal.
Negative
Wow.
kill confirmation.
Oh, man.
Alright,
Can't
so,
seal the deal.
cannot seal the deal. Kevin, what's
All right.
next?
Wolfhound is up. He's going to be firing, I guess, at the Victor. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Everybody needs 8s.
I know, it's just 8,
It's just 7
unless
8s or
otherwise
9s. It's
noted.
basically all we've needed all night.
Man, that pilot die has been haunting me, that one.
That one, it's either 1s or 6s.
All right, Bin's in the Archer. Going to be dumping what he's got on that Whitworth. It's going to be
Ouch.
a lot. Four
much
coming in.
narking.
Another missile salvo
So much narking, Tom.
due to the narc. And he's a better pilot, so this one's only going to be 3, actually 7 as well. Same deal as the catapult.
Warning, warning. Engine destroyed. Ejecting.
Whitworth is destroyed. Unfortunate. Slapshot is going to have to eject and live to fight another day.
All right, finally, Hammer in the Thunderbolt. He's going to go after that Victor, try to seal the deal there. Medium range, same deal. We need 7s to close this.
All right.
Can it be done? We will find out. That pilot die. No!
All right, so Tom, feeling good about that one. That Victor just
ugly.
wading through gunfire.
That Victor, I swear.
I mean, you have rolled, I think, 2 criticals, 5s or 9s on that Victor as well.
Yeah.
That just blew through panels and did no damage. All right, well, listen, Federated Sons coming right up.
Okay, first up, the Whitworth. His final shot, he's going to go for the Raven.
His final slap shot,
His
dare I
final
say?
slap shot.
Dare I say?
Going for a hat trick of 3
Oh,
damage.
I like what you're doing there.
That's good. So, again, the Whitworth is in short range with that Raven. Piloting of 2. We're at 4, 5, 6 with the dust.
All
so
right.
6s, that's all he needs.
And you're overheating.
And I am.
Need 2 points.
God.
I know, couldn't land the hat trick, but 2 points of damage to that Raven.
Okay, trying to take out that Raven. Shade in the Trebuchet has 2 at medium, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
All right.
8s. Get both.
Enemy
All right,
mix
so that
destroyed.
Raven Squawk takes a broadside of missiles from the Trebuchet. ECM bubble is down for the Taurians, and that Raven is destroyed. All right, so Raven's up. We're arguing about cover for a little bit. We're just gonna roll it up and see what happens. The Raven needs 9s.
And
10s,
so does the Javelin. Yeah.
10s if it needed. 10s if cover's involved. But let's just see what we get for the Raven.
Unreal.
Well, let's see. The Javelin has the same shot.
Needs 9s, right? No cover on this one.
Gets 2. Gets 1 again.
It's 1. All right. So 2 points to that Commando. You're right. That Commando is fresh. So
Just strip.
just stripped of armor.
Yeah.
Moving on to the main battle line here.
Victor. Okay, Jenner's up first against the Thunderbolt, and it needs 8s to get a hit. Nothing. The Wolverine needs 7s.
Both these guys gunning down that runway.
Yeah. Nothing. There's 2 1s for you. Next up, my hatchet man. Just keep going, seeing what we can do. He'll be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nothing.
This Thunderbolt,
Yeah.
just
Invincible.
implacable.
Mighty Thor.
Last up on my side, the Victor is going to try to hit that Wolfhound. Needs 7s, did we say, or 8s?
Eights with the weather, yes.
the weather, yeah.
That pesky dust.
So let's see if we have better luck against him. We'll get 1.
All right, so not what you wanted there, but it's something. That Victor builds up a point of heat.
Yeah.
Tom, are you done shooting?
Yeah, that's everybody.
All right, guys, so let's take a look at the board here. So that Centurion's still alive, has a point of heat. The Raven destroyed, the Whitworth destroyed. Tom still holding down 3 objectives. So we have 1 over here with the Wolverine. That's being held. The Victor in the center here is holding down.
Victor's in force withdrawal.
Is it?
He's got half of his.
Yeah, so he would be in forced withdrawal, then the Trebuchet then would be holding it
I thought it
down.
would have to.
Yes, it is in withdrawal. And then over here, Tom has 2 units. Kevin measuring to check, does not like it. The groan of despair. The Raven and the Javelin overpowering the remaining light mech on this flank. So Tom, you score an objective point. So it's 1-1, and we'll move that battle line back to the middle. Turn 6, coming right up. All right, guys, here we are. It is turn 6. So, some interesting things happening here on the battlefield. Battle line did move back to center. And of course, Kevin's Redstone Rangers lying in wait here as Tom's beleaguered Mercenary, Iridani Light Horse, and Royalston Grenadiers, Davian forces try to press the advance. Now, Tom, tell us what you did here.
I'm trying to go after that commando, so I brought the 2 light mechs around the towers. The Victor is in forced withdrawal, so he's just walking away.
Yeah.
The rest of them just kind of fell in to get in range of stuff. But the Hatchet Man got into base to base with the Thunderbolt.
He's gone for Thor.
Yeah, to use his, his abilities.
His hatchet, as it were.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, so starting out here on this, your right flank, the Raven and the Javelin, going to try to knock that commando out of commission.
Yeah, so it needs a 10 to hit.
Yikes.
It's a high number, but
Okay.
we're going to see. I love Ravens, and they've been good to me, so. But not that good.
Oh, you could have had it.
Yeah.
You could have had it.
And then the Raven will, what's it called?
The Narket?
Will
You
narc.
have a Narc?
Can I narc a different target?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll narc the catapult, I
Okay.
guess.
It will be a +1 for secondary target. Yeah, that's going to hit.
Okay.
So that catapult is now narked.
The Javelin is going to fire at that catapult.
Okay?
And we'll get an extra damage, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So there'll be a 4. Didn't move. 5, 6, 7. So
Yeah,
7.
that's it.
The javelin? I thought that was all lasers on a javelin.
That
It's
is
got-
the 10F. The 10N, I believe it is, right? That has the twin SRM packs in the chest. Look at that hot hand. You could have used that against the commando.
Seriously.
That would have blown the commando to smithereens. But the catapult, taking 3 points of damage, not a bad start.
Okay, next up, the Victor will continue the assault on the catapult. He's a skill 3 pilot. So 3, 4, 5, 6.
7 with the heat or the weather. Depending
Oh,
on
right.
which one you didn't
Yeah.
count.
I counted the weather, not the heat.
Got it. Not bad. So 2 points of damage. Could have been better. That Victor just not able to connect. But catapult is hurting. If I'm not mistaken, a catapult should be stripped at this point. So,
Yeah.
Tom, moving on.
Yep, next up will be the Trebuchet, who will overheat 1 to get 3 on the catapult.
Okay.
Also a pilot 3, same thing but not overheat, so will be
Right.
7s.
Will be 7s.
Okay, so 3 with a 7.
All right, so actually, that trebuchet only needed 6 this time.
Yeah, we checked the tape.
And we checked the tape. You
We
did
ran
get
the
1-6. This is big. So, actually, it's a critical hit.
So I just need a 2 or a 12.
2 or a 12.
10. Oh, close. 10. So that's a fire control.
All right, so fire control hit. That's a big deal on that catapult, but not enough to knock it out of commission yet.
Okay. The Wolverine is going to go for a Hail Mary to get one more crit shot on that catapult. It's at long range, piloting of 3. So 3, 6, 7.
You need 7. You get 1 shot, and if you hit this, it puts the catapult in forced withdrawal. It's a big deal in this game. Alright, so Thom gets the lucky shot with the autocannon 5 on the Wolverine. Critical hit.
Critical hit. Leg.
7.
So that is a motive hit. Kevin, all of your retreating mechs are hobbled, which I feel like is beneficial at this point.
Yeah, right? Dang. The first salvo on the Thunderbolt will be a hatchet attack. Finally.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop. Okay, and base to base just needs a 5 to hit. Roll once. Critical with the hatchet. You remember the guy? Bam! Like that with this thing. That's me right now.
Roll your darn critical.
Yeah. Alright, well 3 points of damage and a critical hit on the Thunderbolt, aka Thor. It is a motive hit. Shocking.
Jeez, with
just
this
going for the legs. Just an ankle biter.
Shocking. Yeah.
So
3 damage?
3 points of damage. And guys, just remember when we roll melee attacks, we don't use the multiple attack rule. You roll once, it's either an all or none. It's a giant hatchet coming down. So that's how we do it. So Thom, you have 1 more mech to shoot, and then Kevin gets sweet retaliation. It's your Jenner.
Yeah, and I think the Jenner will press the advantage on the Thunderbolt.
All right.
Finally crack that armor. So the Jenner is a 4 skill, medium range. It's a 6, 7.
Yeah.
It's both of them.
All right, so 2 more points onto that Thunderbolt. I don't think the Thunderbolt is anywhere near
he's
cracked
thick.
open yet. He is thick, as
5
Kevin
points
says.
is good though.
But it's a good start. All right, so that wraps up shooting on the Davian side. We're going to flip over to the Taurians.
All right, Europa still getting enemies in range. That hatchet man came right in her view as she was backing out of battle, so dropping 1 LRM bin on his head. It's going to need an 8.
Ooh, so close.
All right, Centurion's up, also backing out of the battle, but going to try to pop that hatchet man coming in on his buddy. He needs 7s for these, despite all of his effects.
1
So lands 1, the Hatchetman takes a point.
All right, the Wolfhound's up. Going to be going for that Raven that's right in his grill. All right.
Thought I
hits
saw
on that Raven.
another 6 pop up there, but it is 2 more points. Actually, that Raven's fresh, isn't it? Okay, so 2 points to the Raven.
All right, the Thunderbolt is going to take matters into his own hands and shoot down on that trebuchet. The full fury of Thor's hammer.
It's got like a hatchet hanging out of the side of his mech.
So, I believe they're within 3.
I believe that is accurate. All right. And remember, you get a minus
So
1.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Seems reasonable when you're stationary.
I don't know about that.
Thom, after 32 criticals last round, is auditing the range. But regardless, it is still 4 points of damage to that trebuchet. A brutal salvo from that Thunderbolt.
All right, Binns is up, the archer. He's going to be firing on that trebuchet that's close by. He needs...
Is he a 3?
7?
3 skill?
Yeah.
He's in medium range, yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right, and then he's stationary. So you're good. I validated your math for you.
Tranquilo? Man.
All right, so 2 points. 2 more
pilot
points to that
back.
trebuchet. Now, I do believe that is an internal hit.
Yep.
So, Kev. 10. That is a fire control hit.
Yeah.
All right, so trebuchet's sensors are cooked. Could be a game changer.
All right, slingers up the catapult, took a barrage, but still trying to get off that last salvo on the javelin back there. Needs 7s for his attack.
It's me.
All right, 3 hits. Fire.
So that's a critical.
Warning, critical hit. Sensors disabled.
A 10.
All right, so that is the end of turn 6. So we've got the Trebuchet in force withdrawal, the Victor in force withdrawal, Javelin with a fire control hit. I don't think anything was destroyed this turn, but lots of damage dealt on both sides. Catapult also put in force withdrawal. So nobody controls 3 objectives. Kevin in control of the middle here because of just the weight advantage, and also that Trebuchet now in force withdrawal. Nobody controls this one here. Kevin in control of this one. Thom has that one outlying there. Nobody on the far flank. So it is still a 1-to-1 game going into turn 7. I feel like one of these 2 forces is going to be too battered to continue.
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon, yep. All right, turn 7 coming right up. All right, guys, welcome back to turn 7. This could be the telling turn. Some intriguing maneuvers happening. That hatchetman stuck in. Thom won initiative, staggering, rolled a 3, and Kevin rolled snake eyes. So Kev, your Redstone Rangers, they're up first. For shooting, that is to say.
I think I'm going to start by going face-to-face with the hatchet man here.
In the Crucible,
Thunderbolt
the Thunderdome.
You're gonna punch me?
is going to punch you.
Wow. Yikes.
That's how you want to do this. That's how we're going to do it.
Yikes, buddy. So you don't have a physical weapon, do you?
So just an
Or
attack.
maybe?
No, but he's heavy, so he's going to do still
3.
going to do 3 points of damage. So the same as you do
Interesting.
with your hatchet. Yeah,
So he's skill 3. What's your TMM?
is 1.
4, 5. Just a 5.
6 with the sand.
Wow.
Yes. No, it was 5 with the sand.
5 with the sand.
He's a 3.
You take 3 points of damage on the hatchetman. Kevin, let's move on. Europa.
Think you're about to
Europa.
win? Get it
I don't know
done.
about that. She's going to be dealing with something heavy.
All right.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.
All right. It's not too bad.
Well, when you get 1s for your pilot. Wow. 10.
There it is. So 1 more point of damage. Who were you shooting?
The hatchet.
The hatchet. Another point of damage, but his armor is holding strong. Okay, Kev. This is big doings here.
I
Very tense.
guess Anvil is going to suicide.
Overheat to his doom.
He needs an 8 for his salvo.
Just an 8?
Yeah.
All right,
His
2 points.
Everything's motive on him.
All right, so Kevin, that is going to be a critical hit.
Now he's destroyed.
The hatchetman's destroyed. All right, guys, so quick update. We actually forgot that the Centurion had 2 points of heat, so it actually needed 10s to hit. It rolled an 8 and a 9. So the hatchetman lives, Thom. We retconned that damage. So, Kevin.
All right, commander's up. Shooting right across at that Raven. Needs an 8.
Gets 1.
All right, Wolfhound firing up that javelin. He's also going to be dealing now actually with 9s, I believe.
Don't be shy, do it.
Yeah, 9s. Ah,
Catapult is shooting.
yes, catapult is shooting at the javelin. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right.
Not missing anything, I don't think.
Now the fire control is pretty much puts it on par with
1 hit.
that Centurion, but it does get 1 hit on the jab.
7.
A 7, that's a motive hit.
Archer's up. He's going to fire at the trebuchet.
Yeah, why not? Sounds good.
Needs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I feel like most
Everything's
of this game
been 8.
is,
I don't know why I even
is
count.
us just counting, yeah.
Counting to 8. Nothing.
All right. So
Fair.
that wraps up the Redstone Rangers shooting phase here, the combat phase, I should say. So now we're going to head over to the other side of the table.
So I'll start with the Raven. Got 2 shots for that commando. 4, 5, 6, 7.
8 with the weather.
Yeah.
8 with the sandstorm.
Okay, Hatchet Man's up. He's a 4, and with sand, he'll need a 6 to successfully.
It's coarse, it's rough, it gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Almost
Gets it.
another critical.
Yeah.
Yikes. All right, so 3 points to that
It's a crit
Thunderbolt.
chance.
That is a critical chance, Tom. 6. So that is a weapon hit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Okay, the Trebuchet's got a hard shot to make, but he's going to try. He needs 10s to hit that Thunderbolt. See what happens.
Oh.
Gets 1.
Alright, well that is enough for another critical hit.
It's a 7.
Another motive hit. All of Kevin's mechs. Tom just shooting for the legs.
Is it immobile yet?
It's in withdrawal.
Okay, Colossus and the Victor are still trying to take some shots. We'll try to take that Thunderbolt down with 4 shots out of 9. Right, it has some heat buildup, it has 2 heat.
He hasn't landed a solid hit.
Oh! Wow. Wow. Okay, Carbine in the Javelin is going to try to take out the Catapult since he's got the Narc on it.
Alright.
It gives an extra damage. So, hard shot though, 9s to hit. Let's see if we get lucky. We get lucky with 1.
Alright, so 1 more point, that's a critical hit.
It's rude.
That is rude. A 10. Is it a weapon hit?
Fire control.
Fire control. Yikes.
Okay, Sunburn in the Wolverine baking away in the cockpit is going to try to take out the unnamed pilot in the
Centurion over
Centurion.
there.
Also
I was going
known
to
as
call
the
him a
commando.
colonnade.
Yeah.
I was going to call him colonnade. That
Alright.
seems rude. So I only need a 5 because I stood still. He's got no TNN.
Right.
TMN. So 5s.
Alright, here it
2
comes. Here it
shots.
comes. Well,
Only because of
a very
that.
uncritical hit and then just 1 point of damage. So the Centurion takes 1 more point. I believe that'll do it in. So that Centurion goes up in smoke. And Tom, I believe you are done shooting. Alright guys, so we are wrapping up turn 7. Here's what's happening. Kevin scores this objective here. With the archer, Kevin scores this objective here. That center objective, because of the heat on the Centurion, the Hatchetman survives, has no internal structure damage, is not in withdrawal. The Thunderbolt, on the other hand, is in withdrawal. Lucky shot there. I believe it was Shade who put the nail in that coffin
But let's
after the
not.
hatchet.
I mean, it was the hatchet that did it. Like, let's be fair. The only time I've ever gotten to actually use that damn hatchet.
It's
you know?
true. It's true. Over here, the Wolverine's squarely in control, and the Jenner
Who sprinted.
sprinting over that objective. Smart move as it paid off. So the Iridani Light Horse and the Royalston Grenadiers scoring the majority here, and they're going to move that battle line forward into Kevin's territory. Pretty exciting game. So Tom, you'll be at 2 objective points. Kevin, you're at 1. So we'll see about turn 8, guys. Stay tuned.
Anvil's down.
I'm under heavy fire.
Rolling back. Sorry. Sustained critical damage. She's gonna blow.
Alright guys, here we are. The battle coming to a close. The Redstone Rangers putting up a fierce fight, deciding that this contract just isn't worth it. So they're going to be pulling back. It's a close game, a nail biter, but the forces of the Federated Sons, aided by those Iridani Light Horse, managing the win by a margin of 2-1. So guys, stay tuned. The after action report is coming right up.
All Lancers withdraw. Maximum speed. Use the storm as cover. Regroup in sector Foxtrot 6. I'll cover the retreat.
All right, guys, there it is. 250 points on the books.
Down the tubes.
Down the tubes.
Flushed.
Gotta hit up the market again and get some new mechs. Spare parts.
I thought that was a good fight. It was brutal. I think that was the second time. It was actually the first time I think we played Battle Lines because we came out with these missions.
You did attack report with it, so it was the first time,
Like live, like
Yes, you weren't
I
playing
saw
by
other-
yourself.
Exactly.
The secrets of DFA.
That's right. Yeah. So I thought again, like the mission, right? So basically, you guys held in the middle. It moved back. Thom was able to push it back. It stayed in the middle. Thom was able to push it forward. It was kind of cool to see that ebb and flow of the battle.
Yeah.
Sort of as you had designed it in your mind's eye there.
I think it works like I intended it to. I think when the fight is close, when it's a close fight, I think that's the way it's designed. Is sort of pushing the objectives back and forth. Had there been more units alive, we could have gone back and forth longer.
Yeah.
But we were crushing each other by the end there. Everything was like 95% of our forces were in withdrawal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the last point I scored was really, all of them. I got really lucky in the beginning. You had some just bad rolls.
I got all the
I would've-
piloting rolls, you got all the 6s. You got several through armor criticals.
Yeah, a lot. I feel like I had 5.
2 at least, maybe 3.
Well, the hatchet, yeah, I got a couple shooting ones. It was a lot. But not taking damage in the beginning really, I think, paid off at the end. Because when you guys see the mech roster, they really just didn't have a lot of armor.
Right.
For the most part, my units had a little bit better piloting, I think, but less mass. It's like...
Yeah. And we picked the forces before we knew the mission. We knew we were going to do some kind of weather, but we really didn't know what.
When I saw these big old mechs piling up, I was like, they're going to be able to get the objective and then just sit on it and just blow me away.
Well, it was interesting how it played out because I had bigger mechs, so I had more DACA on the table, but I had worse pilots. So I was rolling at 8s or 9s every single turn, getting 1s anyway, where you kind of had a few 7s in there, lower hits because you had better pilots, but you had lighter mechs.
Yeah. And
although I probably didn't take advantage of that well because I focused on that
Victor
to begin with.
God, that Victor was the MVP of my team.
I can't believe it survived.
Yeah. He
took,
did
I think, 2 criticals that did nothing. It took, it's so much damage. It had that engine hit right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Thom going.
Time wasted. That's all it was.
Yeah, building up heat, engine hit. It did take 1 engine hit, so that at least 3 criticals. I got lucky with the catapult. When you stood them still, I was able to get, I think I only had it on 5s or 6s, really low number, and I just was all the dice at that, and that hollowed out that control point. So then you couldn't fall in the middle with your archer, right, to help out and so then then the hatchet man.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and especially when Kevin sort of clarified about melee attacks not having to do the range,
right, for
the
the long range.
Yeah, so
we had a lot of rules.
It was awesome though.
Timeouts during filming time, but that's it. It's been a while. We've been in quarantine.
But I think that really it drives home
not reading the Alpha Strike book.
Yeah. But it does. It drove home a benefit of doing melee attacks where you're not taking any range penalties for that.
Right. Which again reinforces for me why I really like the variable, the long range targeting rules, right? Where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, because again it gives that melee to your point an extra benefit. Whereas otherwise I almost would never do melee.
Yeah, and it's a great
very
point.
rare unless you're an assault mech, you're not hitting
Unless you're a hatchet man.
I think we should really do
Hatchet.
we should definitely do like a rules deep dive on the melee thing because it's very interesting to talk about it and the tactics.
Right.
We should do it.
Right.
We'll do it.
Well, the other interesting thing about the melee, which we did right, but it was still like it adds another element is that you can't shoot the target that's the base of you. So you can almost use it to effectively shut down an opponent that you know is going to be targeted, like the hatchet man, right? Like I wanted to take it out, but I couldn't by so many other players because there are no mechs on the field because it was either blocked by LOS or in base to base with that Thunderbolt, which had a 4 at short range, so he had to do 3 instead by punching you. So he missed out on some damage because of that.
Yeah.
And that was sort of my thought there. Besides the fact that I
just
use
got
the
lucky.
hatchet.
He just got dumb lucky.
Yeah. But
Well, you heard it here, guys. Luck wins the day. But no, it was a great job. It was a great game.
yeah, running the Jenner over ended up being a
That
great
was
move.
great play, right? Because that was a gamble.
Yeah. Now you have to tell me what you wanted me. Aaron made a remark off screen about the Raven should have been.
I would have collapsed I mean, you effectively did what you were supposed to do, which was take that Thunderbolt out. But if it were me, I would have collapsed
Just
that
to get more
Raven.
guns on it?
Absolutely,
Interesting.
more insurance to make sure that you could clear that center out.
That is interesting because all I needed was that one.
All you needed was that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and when you brought 2 guys over to that one, the commander was no longer sort of isolated.
Right. In fact, I probably would have sprinted the Raven into the center
Just to be there.
just to be there. Right.
Maybe I should just play you two because you're always whispering in Tom's ear.
He didn't give me. I had to wait until the after battle report to find out.
Guilty.
So
Guilty.
the texts were not.
Listen,
flowing.
Tom's using my miniatures.
I know,
so
you don't want
feel
them
like
to be
I
dishonored.
Yeah,
I don't want them dishonored. That's exactly right.
that's too good.
Tom, we talked about this. Get your minis airbrushed. Then I can be more impartial.
Shame.
So, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Good game, Kevin.
game.
Hope you enjoyed this
Good
excellent
filming.
Alpha Strike. Thank you, guys. This excellent Alpha Strike battle report where we introduced sort of the visual blip rules. Very cool.
Excited to be
lots-
back on the table. That's
It's good,
most
it's
important.
good.
Most
Yeah,
first and
it's
foremost.
Good to have everybody back in the studio for sure. So, a couple of things, guys. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Check us out online. We're on Facebook, Discord, website dfawargaming.com. Also, check out our soundtrack.
Yeah, on
Very
Spotify.
In fact, go back to our very first video and watch them all. Just watch them all.
Every single one, just put it on repeat. But the soundtrack is free, right? It's on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, right? All the big ones. Actually, every streaming platform.
Wait, what was the one? Napster.
Napster, right? We made a joke
Napster.
about that. It's still around, Kev. Head on over to Aries Games and Minis. Check him out. All your minis, books, everything you need is there. And that's all I got.
That's all we need.
I'm exhausted.
Have a great night, guys. Stay tuned. Always more stuff coming from Death from Above Wargaming. Have a good night.